This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, welcome back to online shopping login module. So last video we have seen insert the records into database. So insert the record into database through MySQL. Yes, we insert the record. So now we are trying to retrieve these values from MySQL to Postman. What is the journey? We have seen that now. So interesting topic is Postman. So we should install the Postman. So after the Postman, so we are trying to hit into this URL. Once we are trying to hit into the URL on Postman, the next question moving to the controller. The controller to the service layer to the DAO layer to if the record is there or not. If you check that MySQL, if the record is there, one pass user is there. Again, the database will send back to yes DAO layer and the DAO layer. This layer to again back to the service layer, reverse flow, service layer to control layer. Control layer will send back that information to the postman. Postman will display output as a yes sir. Yeah. So here is a user valid. We will get that message. User is there. So can we check this? Yes, go to the Postman. I think you so already have shared the document for how we are going to install the Postman. So now open that. Before going to the Postman, just first you have to copy this URL. So why? So because 9090 is our port number. You can check this. Yes, this is the 9090 is our port number. And what is that method is called get method. Now, so copy this URL and go to Postman. In this Postman, yes, paste it. So once you paste it, send. Yes, now sending request. Sending request and the user is a valid. We got this message. So, and you can check this 200 is a status code. Just I will explain about this status code. So the controller, they send the two information. So one is for user is a valid and the next one is a HTTP status code. So how a controller will send back to these two information, we can check this flow step by step. So now, so user, the controller get user one, then request is moving to controller in our application. Yes, we are moving forward to our application. In our application, where is the controller? Yes, this is called controller and is controller. Now let me open the controller. In this controller, what's the name? Yes, in this name is called yes, get user. URL is called get user. In the get user ID is equal to 1. If you want to more interesting, you can see this. You can copy here that URL also. Yes, you can copy. Yes, get URL 1. Yeah, and so the one is called here and get user the Postman URL, and then so that take the value from the one is a value take the value from the Postman to the controller with help of path variable. Where is the value inside a variable? Who will handle this path variable? So take the value from the path ID get the value with help of path variable. So now execution moving to service layer. So how we are moving to the service layer? So service layer, there is we have to create an object of that service layer. Okay, and service layer. Where is the service layer? Yes, let me open service layer. Yes, this is called service layer. Inside a service layer, there are many methods are there. So where is our method? Our method is called valid user with one parameter. So how do we access this valid user? Through object creation. But in Spring, we can create an object through auto wiring. Yes, there is a. So what is the class name here? iUser service INTL. So back to controller. Inside a controller, we are trying to create an object of service layer. Yes, we created an object of the service layer with the help of auto annotations. Now we are moving to yes, get user, and we are moving to login services dot valid user in ID. So then execution move to service layer. Yes, this is called service layer. Yeah, in this service layer, the method is called valid user. The ID is called one. And so now again, we are into the service layer. Service layer will send that information to repository, DAO layer. So we need to create a DAO layer object also. So where is the DAO layer? Yes, DAO layer is a class is there. Let me open DAO layer class. Yes, here is the repository. Repository DAO layer is nothing but repository. Repository means data JPA. So our data JPA is always by default implement all the methods. No need to write any business logic. Data JPA will take care of that. But first, in service layer, first service layer will send the request to repository. First, we have to create an object of the service layer with the help of auto wiring. Yes, this is the line. We created an object. Yes. Once we created an object, where is that? The login info, find by user. What is user ID? 1. Then execution moving to report service layer. The execution move to the DAO layer. The DAO layer, there is a repository with a JPA repository. User is a entity, and what type of the data? String type data. So all the methods, all are commented that no need to use that, automatically to take care of that database operation. So now the request is a back to, you can see where we are. Yes, this is a done. This one is a done. Okay. So now data is coming from MySQL to repository. Now repository back to service layer to control layer and Postman. And go to repository. Repository will send back to service layer. Yes, service layer. Now where we are into the service layer. So we got that output. Yes. So what is ID? ID is called ID is a 1. And what is the data? Yes, here the data ID 1 pass user. This information sent back to service layer to controller. If conditions, if user information is null, then it's a user not found, record not found, and again return back to user info send back to controller. So here the controller, the controller will send back to the so service layer will send back that information to controller. Now where we are into, so whatever the data is there, entire data will store into user IMPL. User IMPL having some data, user data and one more thing is status code. So the data is we got the data. One more thing, HTTP protocol. The protocol also, so the status code is equal to 200. Okay, everything is okay. Everything is okay. So the data is there, information is there. There is no data, the status code is wrong. But already said data is with us. Data is with us. So two things we are sending into Postman. One is for user valid. Second one is for so HTTP status. Okay. HTTP status, okay. So now HTTP status, okay. Two things are there. One is a user valid. Second one is HTTP status code. Both are sent to Postman. Who will take care of that? So with help of response entity. Response entity will take care of that user validity and HTTP status code. Both information will send back to Postman. Yes. Now let me open the Postman. Yes, the Postman. So we got the user valid and status code is equal to 200. Yes, we got this information. So this is the execution flow. Okay. So when we have seen that execution flow for this, what is the so what's next? Is clear now? Let's come back to this is execution flow. Is here. We done this execution. flow. Okay, so one thing is that is so how you are going to retrieve the data from database layer. Okay, so this okay, this code is already shared into Drive. My dear students, already shared this information to the Drive. So same project you have to download from Drive and copy this folder, copy this project into same workspace, Which workspace? In this workspace, download and copy into the same location. Same location you have to copy. I think everyone knows that your workspace location. Copy that project. Online shopping project login module you can copy here. And after that, you should import. How you are going to import? Go to File and import in this Maven imports. Then go for Maven imports. Existing project into Maven. Next, and browse and find the same location. Yes, we should select into online project application. Yes, online project login module. You can download. So you can select folder and finish. So then after that, once done this, so everything is will up. Right click on this. So run as Maven clean. So build successful. Next, right click and again Maven is update project. Then after that, you will start execution. You can follow these steps. You should follow these steps. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. Where we are into the fourth. Okay. Next one. So later, so how do you add the user? How you are going to add the information from Postman to the database? How you are going to insert the record, add the information Postman to database? Then we will see that information into next video. Okay, my dear students. So I will upload it. We will meet once again into the next module with the add user information. Okay, so bye.